everyone. This is a very serious video because today we have Izzy back.
You said serious, no?
It is serious. Because we're sorting out your dilemmas, okay? You're going through it. I've seen.
We've seen.
The things I've seen in here.
She can't ever unsee.
I can't. But we're gonna attempt. It is literally gonna be like the blind leading the blind.
Blind and slightly less blind.
I feel
I'm
like
blind in one eye.
Izzy is definitely good cop.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you have a lot of ration and you have a lot of like empathy. Like, I have empathy, but not for men. So this is the problem.
Yeah, so she hears something that a man's done that's bad and she'll be like, that's it,
I'm
dump
like,
him.
no, that's it. Burn him at the stake, he's done. Whereas I mean, you're a bit more like, no, like it could have been this. You're a bit more fair. So I think it's ideal that we have a second opinion for these dilemmas. If it was me, it would be a very short video. It would just be like, no, it's done. Dump him, dump him. It'd be boring. If you like my channel, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, a comment, what you would do in these dilemmas. Tell us if our advice is shit, if you like.
Yeah, by all means, tell us if you've done this really badly, because we might do.
We've had Red Bulls, so we are ready to go.
We're wild tonight, guys.
Okay, this is very apt for us, but this is what we would do. So she said she met a man in Paris. French, and they've been texting for about 3 months. She's going to Paris next week. She wants to meet him, but terrified that we won't be able to talk because they've been using Google Translate.
So she's got a language barrier and bed bugs to deal with already.
Oh no, don't even talk about that, because honestly I was on the tube today and I feel like they're crawling up my arse already. Do you know what this reminds me of? When we went kayaking. We met these French guys, we went kayaking. We had to swap.
Because she was doing nothing.
That was
she
really
was not
bad.
pulling her weight.
I'll be honest.
And the boys were like, would you like to swap? And I was like, yes, please.
So we go with the boys so we can get back. Me not realising I was the one that could like speak the least English.
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell him that we were going into a rock. I was like, I think we're going into a rock. And he was like, yes, I've been kayaking since I was...
And meanwhile, the kayak I'm in, the guy's like, you can't speak a word of English. No idea what's happening.
So it's hard, but I don't know, you can communicate, but I don't know if like you genuinely both can't talk each other's language. I don't know, like, is it even worth meeting up?
I mean, if you've been speaking as often as you have...
3 months is a long time.
Maybe don't go somewhere too loud, so that you're not having to deal with really loud music on top of a language barrier.
Maybe just for like a quick coffee and a croissant.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like something, so it's a bit more casual.
Yeah.
And quick, and you can be like, have an escape plan, be like, oh, now me and my friend are going, but it's so nice to see you.
Yeah.
You'll work out instantly, like...
What the vibe is.
Yeah, and I guess you could surely like sit together, but show like messages on your phones.
Yeah, I know, 100% you can.
Also, can you not just get on Duolingo for a bit?
But you don't learn a lot on Duolingo. You learn like Kevin eats the apple, and
No,
that's
genuinely,
about it.
all I know how to say in Spanish
Kevin
is...
mange le pomme. Hey, see.
You should bring Izzy, she's good at French.
I'll come. I'll be a translator.
Don't, because you've been chatting for ages. You might as well, you're in Paris. You should do it. It's the city of love, but you might not be able to talk. Sometimes you don't want to listen to men talk.
But also, you know, it's for the plot.
Yeah.
What a fun story to be able to tell your friends, whether it goes good or bad.
Anytime something bad happens, we're like, oh, well, it was a fun story.
I was like, it's content for a podcast.
Yeah,
or just
exactly,
something,
so whatever.
Stay tuned, guys, we've got some riveting stuff to come.
Dilemma 1 is done. We'll delete it, so we can...
She's deleting your queries, guys, that's how little she cares.
Delete my random one and ask me.
Oh no, I pressed...
Oh god, save me looking at my nudes. Jesus.
It's not on YouTube, you'll get demonetized. How do I tell my boyfriend I've started therapy? He's been going through a bad period of depression and I've needed someone to talk to about it. If I tell him, my worry is he'll think it's his fault, which will then make his depression worse.
So she's going to therapy because of him?
I guess so. Yeah, she is, yeah. She's needed someone to talk about it.
She doesn't need to tell him.
Yeah, no. I mean, you don't have to necessarily tell him the reason for your therapy. You could be saying,
yeah, do
you know what, I've actually decided that it's, you know, in the interest of my mental health as well, I feel like everyone's doing therapy these days, that I wanted to try it myself and see if I can benefit from it. So you don't necessarily have to tell him, because I appreciate you don't want to make his situation worse, like his mental situation.
Yeah, I think that's so fair. I don't think he necessarily needs to know
the reason.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're in a committed relationship, you want to be honest at least and say that you're going.
But then do you reckon he'll be like, why?
He might question.
That's the only thing. Can you not make up like a random... Not like makeup, but maybe,
Sadie / Izzy advice. See, it's happening already.
No, I would just say, there's just some things from like my childhood that I'm like trying to work through, or I really think I want to learn about myself. I think there's ways, I think white light is fine.
Yeah, I think, you know, saying that you could benefit from therapy is a very normal thing to do, and say, well, it should be more normal.
Yeah, I think it's fine. If you want to tell him, but I don't think say the reason is because, you know, it's because of you, mate.
It's all your fault.
Thanks a lot. I need therapy now because I've been trying to look after you.
Thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Got to pay £60 a week because of you. Yeah, definitely don't tell him. This is sad. Still struggling to get sexual with any guy at the age of 26 because I'm so insecure with my body.
Oh, that's sad.
No.
I've definitely been in situations where I've had like, you know, a patch where I've not wanted to sleep with people for a while because I've felt insecure about my body. I've definitely been there. One
of those things, I think, the longer you leave it and let it build up, it's worse. Because I'm not saying just go and fucking shag anyone in the street, but like, I haven't slept with someone for a while, and I know what you mean. Like, I do feel I'd be more apprehensive.
I feel like if you trust someone enough, you'll trust them not. I mean, you're always going to be thinking, what is this person thinking? Yeah. But I feel like if you trust someone enough and you're in a relationship and you understand each other, you can let them know about your insecurities as well. Like,
yeah, and I think it's, for you, it seems like you're going to be someone that wants to build it up for longer with someone. Like, go on dates, like, don't have sex straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then you feel more emotionally comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's like doing more work on yourself to get to the point that you feel confident and love yourself. And like, the only advice I can give is genuinely, I just don't think guys care. I know that doesn't help that much.
You've said that to me before when I've been in my head about things. And you've been like, honestly, it's really not that deep. From their side, they're buzzing.
Like, they are
to get into bed with someone. Yeah,
they are just happy and they're in the moment. And also something that helped me was realise that sex is not like something for you to turn up and be this amazing porn star performance and you have to have this perfect body. Sex is meant to be like a nice thing between two people. It's for you as well.
You're both meant to enjoy it.
Yeah, when I started trying to get out of my head and enjoy the moment with the other person, then I enjoyed sex more, and I was like, I don't really care how I look because I'm actually just focusing on the physical act. Yeah. And I think it's really sad, like, probably so many women, we're not actually enjoying sex because we're so fucking caught up in our own heads.
How do I look when I'm doing this? Am I doing this right? What's he thinking right now? Like, you can get so in your head with all these things that you completely get out of the moment.
It's not meant to be like that. And obviously put like a little bit of mood lighting on.
Yeah.
It can be under the duvet. You don't need to be like fucking woo! Do you know what I mean? Like
strobe lighting.
Like, turn up like bright like living room overhead light, like, oh, you can, you know, set the mood a little, girl.
Also, just try and remember that they're really not thinking about it anywhere near as much as you think they are, ever.
I feel like once you do it once, you'll be on a bit of a roll. And with the same person, like, you'll build up and you'll be like,
you'll get more confident.
I can do this. Because, yeah, sex is meant to be fun and pleasurable. It's not meant to be a moment for you to just focus on your body, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So, you got this, girl.
And go have sex.
Get out there. So many. Thanks for sending them in, guys. Can't believe you trust me with your darkest dilemmas.
It's because you said I was hairy. They were like, oh,
yeah, they're like, oh no, if it was just they're like, Izzy seems alright, but no, honestly, I think I got more when I said that you do it.
I've been seeing a guy for 6 months now, and we talk on the phone all day, every day, and spend time with him at the weekends.
All day, every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the affection I get is zero. He must care about me, but I can't cope with the standoffish way he has to cuddling. I even told him about it, and he now makes jokes about it. Oh no, there's another bit about me wanting cuddles / hand-holding / affection.
How is that
funny? He's aware, but doesn't do anything about it. But then when he's drunk, he says he loves me, and he's really caring. It's just so confusing. No, this is something, love languages is such a massive thing. I literally was going to
say that. He clearly has words of affirmation and like quality time rather than
gift giving or something like that.
Then affection, yeah.
Some people just aren't affectionate. Some people are not cuddlers. And when you get someone that loves cuddling and someone that doesn't, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but it's not ideal.
It's proper sad.
If the other one can't understand where you're coming from.
It is sad, and I think it's shit that you've tried to like speak to him about it and he's not accepting, like he's not taking it on. I'm quite affectionate, but I've had people that prefer other ways, like they want to see me more. Like I just see someone once every 2 weeks and be like perfectly happy with that. But if someone had quality time, I'd be like, okay, let me try and see you more to fulfill your needs in like a romance, whatever. But it seems like it's all well and good him just being like, oh, I'm not a cuddly person, but if he's not actually trying.
And he's also taking the piss out of her for being like,
Yeah,
oh,
what
you
the
want to
fuck?
hold your hand kind of thing.
Yeah, as if that's like such a big thing. That's what most relationships.
To be fair, I've had an ex-boyfriend that literally never wanted to cuddle or hold my hand or anything like that. So I got quite used to doing that. And then I've now had to like relearn how to be cuddly and affectionate again, because I love that shit. But I so got used to not doing it because I kind of changed for a previous partner, which is sad. But it was the only way I could personally get over it at that time, so I didn't always want that kind of affection.
Yeah. You have to ask yourself, like, is all the other good things worth it? Because obviously some people can have healthy, fulfilling relationships without all the affection. I know I couldn't, so I wouldn't carry it on. Like, if I knew that person just wasn't fitting with me in that way, I don't think I would carry it on, because I'm like, this is just going to be us clashing heads. It's like putting a fucking little ball into like a triangle. It doesn't fit, and both of you are going to be unhappy in a way because of it.
Yeah, I think the key thing is he being affectionate in other ways? Like, I know you said when he's drunk you'll see his love, like you see he loves you, but when he's sober, are you seeing affection from him in other ways? Is he like providing for you, or is he saying lovely things to you? Is he showing you he cares about you in other ways?
Every day.
Well, yeah.
So he is, but
what are they talking about? Is he being sweet and emotional in those conversations? That's what I mean.
And is it enough? Because you are full within your right to go, do you know what, that's really nice, but it's not
actually
enough.
not what I need.
And maybe you just like give him a bit of ultimatum, be like, look, if this isn't something you are comfortable with or willing to do, then I don't know if I can go forward. Like, I personally wouldn't. Like, I broke up with people for less than that, to be honest. So.
Yeah, I'm very
So I don't know, but just see. Maybe he's not taking it seriously, and if he goes, yeah, I'm just not an affectionate person, never going to change, then you've got your answer. You deserve to be with someone that wants to try for you.
Yeah.
There we go. You need a fucking cuddle every now and then. Jesus Christ.
I'll cuddle you.
Otherwise, you're just two friends if you'd have a cuddle in.
But we cuddle, I'm with friends.
Yeah, exactly. We can kiss right now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. God, you guys are fucking wild. Like, something's really bad. No, this is the one I was telling Izzy about earlier. So I've been seeing someone who has a girlfriend. Okay, Ariana Grande now. She's now pregnant, and she sent me a DM. I really want to reply, but I don't know what to say. No, I'm sorry, what did you do? This is like something I have nightmares about. What do you reply to her? This is what she's saying. Should she reply? Like, should she reply to the pregnant girlfriend? Or should she just delete and move on? What would you do?
It depends if she's actually going to move on or not. As in, like, she needs to stop. If she doesn't reply, then she needs to stop seeing.
Oh, you need to stop seeing regardless.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, it's actually really serious now, because like, obviously, she's fucking pregnant. Like, you don't want to be wrapped up in that, because if they keep the baby, do you know what I mean? It's just a lot. I think this is the perfect time to remove yourself from the situation. Like, what do you do? Like, what does she actually message? I don't know what to say.
I don't know.
Do you know what?
If the girl's messaging, then she must have an idea.
I actually think, yeah, because I'm just trying to think.
What would you want? You want to know.
Do you remember I got told about thingy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got told about a guy. And the girl was like, hey, like, I need to talk to you, and told me, and it was the fucking worst news ever, and it was just like, honestly, heartbreaking. But if she hadn't told me, I would have been a mug for way longer.
I just think maybe it's only fair that she's completely informed.
Yeah, I would want to know. Oh, but is ignorance bliss? I don't know.
But how is she?
It's not. She obviously knows.
She knows something because she's messaged her.
I think just be like, hey, yeah, I'm really sorry, we have slept together.
But it won't happen again.
And be like, yeah, I won't do it again. I don't think be too like beggy, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, literally just, I think you've got to be quite matter of fact, and then just like block her and just like, there's no point getting in some, she might ask you some questions about it. I think answer as honest as you can, and I just think you'll be actually doing that girl a favour, but that is...
I think so.
Guys, that is messy. Like, why? Don't put this extra stress on your life. Do you know what I mean? This is why I don't date anyone, because I'm like... just like do some yoga or something.
Too much drama.
It is a lot. But I do feel for you, because that is a stressful situation.
Yes, it is.
For everyone. Fuck that guy, man. Fuck that guy. What a Darren. Alright.
And don't fuck that guy again.
Yeah, don't. Please don't. Not going through my camera roll.
Just desperately look at Sadie's needs, everyone.
I used to like send the same nude out to other people because I was like, I don't want to take a new one. Like,
oh no, I don't.
Because I looked good in it. So I was like, well, I don't want to take a new one. I'll just save it and then I can't be asked.
This is the lucky man tonight.
Not like that. Like when I got in, like when I met a new person, like I was like, oh, they're not gonna know that I took it for someone else. Like fucking 6 months. Yeah.
How do I flirt? I suck at it. Haha.
Send nudes. Don't do that.
The thing is, there's so many different flirting styles. Like,
Yeah, you gotta find your je ne sais quoi.
Like, I've never been I'm more of like the funny, silly kind of person. Like, I'll make jokes. I'll probably take the piss.
I'm one of the guys.
I'm one of the guys. No, I'll probably actually take the piss out of someone in a way.
Yeah, like,
do you know what I mean?
Flirting like in a, like little joke.
You can be like a touchy-feely flirt sometimes.
Oh, can I?
Oh yeah.
I hate the fact that you see me flirt makes me feel sick to my stomach. Like,
but this is what I mean, there's different flirting
don't
styles.
you think as well, when your friends are around people they fancy, like, they just change a little bit and you're like, oh, look at you go.
I know. I've literally been like that before. I've been like,
yeah,
Mum.
I'm like, I don't think I'm overtly flirty. Like, I'm still like make jokes.
Yeah.
But I do think I can be like a little bit like, oh yeah.
I think it's just about being like chatty and open and friendly. That's
Smiley.
the first bit. Yeah, smiley.
Smiley, and like, I think asking them questions about themselves, like, boys really like it when you're interested. Well, I think anyone likes it.
Yeah.
Like, when you're actually interested.
When you're both being active listeners in the conversation.
Yeah, like what they have to say, and like, oh no, that's really cool, that's really interesting, and like a bit of banter. I don't beat around the bush. Like, I'm quite not obvious, but if I fancy someone, I will not just be like, I fancy you, but they'll say something, and I'll be like, oh, like, so that means you're single then.
Yeah.
I just don't care enough to play aloof.
And I will say hi first. I've definitely done that loads of times.
Yeah, if I got on holiday, every boys we spoke to, we said hi first. And it made me realise, like, oh yeah, if you're not, like, putting yourself out there in that way,
everyone's off in their own little world.
We wouldn't have made probably any friends.
Yeah, we made loads of friends.
So, like, honestly, this group of guys walked past and I just was like, I just fist bumped a guy randomly, and then they were sat with us.
They came and sat at our table and we had like a full night out.
Yeah.
And kayaking with them the next day.
That's what I'm saying, like, it made me realise that a lot of girls were like, oh, we don't want to make the first move, but sometimes you have to. Like, you don't have to walk right to a guy and be like, hey, can I buy you a drink? But just smiling first, or
cheeky bit of eye contact.
Yeah.
Doesn't go amiss.
Aren't you meant to do the like eye thing where you like look at their eyes, look at their lips, like? That is.
I can't.
But you want to still be yourself.
Yeah.
But just throw in a few, like touch of the arm.
Oh, do you work out? No.
Where's the gun show? It just takes practice. Like, once you do it once, and like do it with people that you don't even fancy that much. And that sounds awful.
But I know what you mean though.
But to get practice in, like, don't just, like, I'm bad when I really fancy someone, when someone's so fit, like, I literally just freeze up. I can't even flirt. But people that I don't fancy that much, I'm like probably like 10 out of 10 flirt. Because I have no confidence.
Yeah. I feel like I've always had confidence around guys because I've worked in like model industry or things like that. Like, I've been on shoots and there's been male models there, so I've kind of always had to be used to speaking to them, even in a professional sense.
That's quite good.
So
actually.
I'm not really like, if someone's fit,
yeah, you
are
really
good,
fit. I think.
But I can just kind of chat to anyone as if they're a normal person.
I never get with anyone I think's really fit because I just freeze up.
Really?
I get really starstruck, like really like I can't talk. So, but then I'll usually find a guy that's like still attractive, but then like we actually get on, so it's fine. Oh, this is a good one for you as well. Ooh. I met a guy and we get on so well. The connection is amazing, but he's shorter than me. Obviously, you're a tall girl, so I'm sure you've encountered this.
Do you know what? At different phases of my life, I've had different opinions on it. I'm nearly 5'10", and there's been times where I've been like, I'll only date taller guys. But then I've also dated shorter guys, and there's probably like they're 5'8" and I'm 5'10" or something, and it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think we just are all obsessed with like specific standards, like, you know, how everyone's like, oh, it's like tall, dark and handsome, and like they have this like specific criteria. But when it comes to it, if you actually look at your dating history, you probably don't ever date that.
No, and I think people get wrapped up in like the aesthetics, like the guy has to be taller, and like, oh, he has to be bigger and the protector. And
one of my exes was shorter and he bought me heels. He'd be like, I love it when you wear heels.
See, I love short kings that love a tall woman.
Yeah.
I really like it. Like, you know when you see like celeb couples?
Yeah.
And the woman's taller because they're dating like they're dating like this model woman, and I'm like, yeah, you go. Like, I think short guys also can actually be more funny and like confident and like, because they have to have a personality. Obviously, I always get with short guys because I'm short, so it's alright. But I don't think it matters too much if you really like someone and you get on. Like, that is really rare. It's actually rare. Like, let's call a spade a spade. It's fucking rare to find someone that you even have a connection with in this dark world. So just because he's a few inches, you know what? They probably make up for it in the bedroom. So I wouldn't let it put you off.
No, I wouldn't.
And even like, I've dated guys who are like, God, like 5'6" and stuff, because I'm short. But like when I wear heels, I'm like taller or the same, and I've just been like, meh. It's like my little mate.
It's in your head, it sounds like a bigger deal than it is, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think, again, people care that much. And if they do, like, oh, just fucking get a life. Like, I just can't be able to see. You'll go. It's like a little game. Sorting out your problems. It's like when I go on Tinder, I'm like, oh, yes, no, maybe so.
I feel like I'm settling for my current boyfriend and it's making me anxious. Have you ever felt like that?
Oh, every time. Settling. Oh, well, this is very multifaceted, this. I just want to say that word. Because there can be times where the grass is greener. And I do think there are, if you found someone good, it is worth...
And you can just get a bit complacent sometimes.
Yeah, pouring your energy into it. Like, what can you do to spice it up? And like, being single, I'm not gonna lie, is fucking shit. It's the trenches and like, I don't know. But then I have been in relationships where I did wonder, and sometimes that feeling doesn't go. Like that little niggling, like, I deserve more, I'm meant for more.
Yeah, I think it depends what you're settling, like what it is you're settling with. For example, like I've had an ex that wasn't very kind of caring. Well, I know he loved me, but he never really showed it. So it was hard for me to feel loved quite a lot. And the love languages thing, he wasn't ticking a lot of those boxes for me. And it just, I think over time these things started building up and I was like, okay, what is he actually like adding to my cup?
Yeah.
What is he bringing to the table? How is he making my life better?
Yeah.
He's not. And I kind of had that realization, was like, okay, I actually do need to end things. So if it's something like that, like you're settling and he's not giving you what you want in those senses.
Yeah, then it's worth maybe thinking about leaving. Maybe you just
or
need
talking
to
about it, seeing if there's a way he would want to change
Yeah,
if that's what
yeah.
you want.
I think you need to do some soul searching, like really like have a weekend, get some candles on, like really ask yourself the hard questions. Like go on Pinterest and ask for journal prompts about your relationship and like really work out what it is.
Yeah.
But then also like I have been in like the most happy, healthy relationship. We did everything I wanted.
But then you've questioned.
But I just didn't feel like, I was like, you're not my friend person. I'm not deeply in love with you. We'd just outgrown each other and I was like...
It weren't matched anymore.
Yeah, but then even he was doing all these amazing things, we just weren't right. So I would have been settling to stay with him. So there's only you know, and sometimes I do think if you're asking this question, like you already know.
It is kind of a sign, yeah.
But it's hard to come to terms with, especially when they haven't done anything wrong. Like, oh, you feel so bad.
I think it depends on your personal situation, and you kind of need to work out what you want your life to look like.
Yeah.
And does he fit into that? Is there a way he can change to fit into that? Or is it just you don't see your life with him?
Yeah, like, is this your forever person? Do you look at him and go, I want to be with you for the rest of my life? Like, do you feel that? I don't know. You've got a lot of work to do, gal, but you'll be okay, whatever you decide. We wish you luck working it out. People ask us the most deep questions ever asked.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
This one I saw, and I really, really want to know your thoughts.
Ooh.
Okay. Do I need to tell my boyfriend that I have breast implants? I had them done 5 years ago and I only got it from 6 months ago. I haven't even told my friends.
Oh.
It feels like it's my business, my body. I'm insecure about it. I'm that used to them that it's not even something I even think to talk about. Can't believe he's not realised. They do feel like boobs, don't they? I felt my friends.
Depends which kind he's got. It depends which kind she's got and if they're under or over the muscle. There's so many different reasons as to whether you can feel them or not. But he's just probably excited to have boobs there, to be honest. I honestly think if it's something you've not told your friends and it's something you've kept private up till now, you don't have to make it public.
I don't think you have to say.
I don't think you need to say. I think that's your business and you can do what you want with that information, honestly. If further down the line you feel like, I kind of want to share that with him, you can. But I don't think you absolutely have to.
If he hasn't like noticed it, I just think why it would be weird to bring it up now. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he hasn't noticed, like, yeah, just go and like, none of your friends notice and no one knows, just go about your life as normal. Yeah. I get what she means, like, you feel like you're keeping a secret from someone. But to be fair, like, obviously I'm quite open about having lip fillers on my social, but I remember I was kissing this guy once and he was like, oh my god, you have such nice lips. And I was like, no. And he was like, are they natural? He actually asked me and I was like, no, they're not. I have lip fillers. He didn't care. But that's because he outright asked me. Yeah. I don't think I would tell someone unless like the conversation warranted it. Not because I'm insecure about it, I'm just like, I wouldn't just be like, hi, by the way, I've got lip fillers.
I think as well in this day and age, a lot of people get judged for having procedures done, so a lot of people keep things secret anyway. Yeah, because like, the amount of girls that have had nose jobs back in the day, or like they do Botox, whatever it may be, and they don't want to share that, they don't have to.
I don't think he would care. I don't think your friends would care if you do ever feel you want to say it. Well, it's quite an interesting one. I've heard a dilemma like that before. I really want to see them because they must look so natural.
Yeah. I work with the bitchiest girls. I love my job, but they're such bullies. Should I speak up?
God, why do people go straight from school to the workplace and like some people just don't grow out of this mean girl thing? And it's like, we all have to work here. We come here we're here more than we're at home, right? Why would you want to make this environment? Because their lives are so sad. Like, it's giving Regina George.
It's so sad, especially when there's a group of them as well. I've worked in places where I felt intimidated by people and it's not nice.
No, because it really affects your whole well-being at work. And she said she loves the job.
Yeah.
That's shit. I think talk to HR.
I probably would do the same.
I would. See what your workplace be like, I feel uncomfortable with the culture here. See if they can help in some way, or mostly like try and avoid them. Like,
because there might be ways that HR can like actually distance you from those people as well, whether it's like physically moving your desk different, or maybe your role starts changes slightly so that you can do meetings differently. I don't know, but
sometimes you have to really work on your like inner peace to not let it like get in, like infiltrate or
affect you and the way you work.
Like, if you love your job, then just go and do your job, and as much as you can. Obviously we don't know what job you do. I know when I worked in makeup it would be impossible for me to ignore the other girls because they were all right there. But definitely office jobs I've managed to do it. Like, I remember like I got moved to a new department right in one of my jobs and I was very excited. I was like saying hello to everyone. There's like 20 girls. Hi, whatever. And then like they all would get up for lunch at a certain time and they'd all sit together. And I was the new girl. No one invited me ever. And this went on for months. No one ever invited me.
Do you know what's sad is we actually worked in the same place at that time, but we didn't know each other.
I know.
We could have sat together.
We could have been besties.
We could have been.
I remember my manager was like, oh, I want you to talk to Izzy because she like does your kind of job but for Topshop. I was like, oh cool. And I remember seeing Izzy around. I was like, oh, she looks really cool. And then we all got made redundant anyway. So.
And I messaged you like, what's happening in your own?
I know, I was like, what is going on? I was like, this is crazy. Talk to HR and then find your own inner peace and block it out.
And see if you can find new people to associate with at the company if that's possible.
Just don't.
There might be other people feeling the same way, and you'd be surprised. Like, a lot of people go to HR behind closed doors, so they might have had other complaints against them already.
Oh, this is interesting. Suddenly out of nowhere, I'm not sure I like my best mates anymore. I feel they care too much about socialising, drinking and how they look. I'm over that and want to be a better person. Sounds like you were just outgrowing people.
That's what I was going to say.
It just happens in life. It's really sad and it's really hard because it's like you just suddenly wake up one day and you're different.
Yeah, I've got friends that I'm still close, like I'm still friends with, that I'm not as close as I used to be because our lifestyles are just different now, or like our priorities are different, and it's one of those weird things that's kind of sad when it happens because it's like the end of an era.
Yeah, it is sad, it is.
But it's often the right thing to do.
You can't stay, sometimes when you feel that, it's a sign of you like leveling up in life. I'm not saying you're necessarily like, oh, you're so much better than them, but it's oh, these little rats socialising, drinking while I'm doing yoga. No, it's like you just you are leveling up in a different way. Like you might be seeing things differently, like wanting to learn about things, wanting to, yeah, like you said, you want to better yourself. And if being around people that are still doing the things that you don't want to do, it might become quite hard. And I do think sometimes it can be lonely when you go on this journey of like, okay, I'm gonna maybe distance myself, focus on myself. You do actually attract
the right kind of people, the people you want in your life, the people you need.
Honestly, every time I've cut someone off that was not good for me or like not serving me in that way, I swear to God, like within a few weeks I made a new friend who was like believed in everything I believed in, and I was like, what the fuck?
Just aligns with you.
Yeah, it's really weird. Also, it doesn't mean that you have to cut them off.
No, it just means like maybe they're your friends that you do the socialising, drinking with, but you find other friends like you have, and you're doing a bit of a sober journey. It's like you've got friends that you can do like wholesome, fun like things with, and you've got people that you can drink with as well.
More like party friends or whatever, and that's okay. And also, I've got friends that I've known for years that like you just meet up like twice a year, have a catch up. They're not like your ride or dies, whatever, but it's still you want them in your life every now and then.
Yeah, I think
that is fine. But it can be hard because it's a lonely realization when you think, oh, we're just like we don't connect in that same way. It is a really weird thing, but I think it's a good sign because it means you're like searching for more and looking for other things that you enjoy in life. So good luck. I could bet you any money this person is like in a Saturn return, like,
oh yeah, 100%.
Please DM me and let me know if you're like 27 to 30.
Because it's when you're having like not a midlife crisis, but you're having a moment of realization of like, am I where I want to be?
Yeah.
Like physically, like in the right country, in the right job, in the right friendship group, in the right relationship. You really question everything.
Changes, like it's when Saturn returns. It takes 29 years to return to the Earth, and then you feel the effects so much. So you kind of, a lot of changes that need to happen in your life happen. So you'll lose people, you'll change jobs, you'll move country, all these crazy things happen. So I bet you.
All my 29-year-old friends, this has happened to them. Like something like this has happened to them.
It's weird.
Whether it's them realising they actually want a completely different job, or they actually want to go travelling and do something completely different, or they want out of like an 8-year relationship.
It's fucking weird.
It's crazy.
I'm going through it right now, and guys, honestly, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I'm like, do I study? Do I want to not drink? Like, do I want to live in London? I don't. It's fucking hell. I hate it.
But it sounds like you've got a gut, like, thought of this, and I feel like just trust your gut.
Don't do that. What? My whole arse is out. I hope it hasn't been out the whole time.
Okay, my work crush has a new girlfriend. Should I tell him about my feelings? We're in the same group and I see him every day.
I'm gonna say no.
I don't know, I think that's a hard one.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's really awkward because I think no, because he's got a new girlfriend. I think sometimes it's best to just like shove your feelings back down. Like, what good is going to come of it? And
if you're working together and like always,
yeah, it's gonna be awkward.
Together,
you see him every day.
It's gonna be difficult.
But then it's because she's saying, you know, she sees him every day, so it's hard for her feelings. But what good is going to come of it? One, it's going to make it awkward. Two, it's a little bit muggy on the girl. I just think nothing good's going to come of it. Like, what are you hoping to get out of it? Him to be like, oh, I'm going to break up with my girlfriend. Like, it's like, yeah, 96%. He's probably not going to do that. I think if you were doing it, it would be for selfish reasons. It's to get it off your chest.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's better to just let feelings die and fester.
I feel like you need to find a new person to crush on.
Yeah, and you need to think of all the things you don't like about him.
Yeah,
like an ick list. Like, be like, ugh. Imagine him like,
I hate the way he holds his pen.
Like, imagine him like in his boxes, like scrolling on TikTok, like ugh, on the toilet.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but if you're gonna have to work with them every day, I don't know how there's a positive.
It's gonna make everyone feel
ending
awkward.
For it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Sadie have matching nails. We didn't plan it though.
It's Halloween. Halloweens.
The witches are out.
It's a really long one, so I'm gonna try and like summarize it. Right. She went on a date with a guy recently. They really hit it off. Promised that she wouldn't hook up, but she crumbled. Later that night, he confessed that a year ago he got out of a 5-year relationship, and this is the first date he's been on, first girl he's been with since, and he doesn't want to do anything serious, so he's like, chill. And she said, okay, fine, because she's like low-key a fuckboy as well.
It's slightly annoying that you said that after they slept together though.
Yeah, like,
I will point that out.
Interesting. They hooked up again a few days later, and he was going to spend the night, which was huge for me. He likes to cuddle, and that was a major thing for her because she's never let a guy spend the night. And suddenly she wants him to stay and cuddle, and it's gross behaviour. After we hooked up, he started acting super weird.
Like what?
And asked if it was okay to leave. When we were cuddling after and hanging out, he suddenly got even more guarded and wouldn't even share what he did that day. He even admits that he's acting weird and he doesn't know why he can't open up with me. So basically, he asked if it was okay if he went home that night because he felt anxious and restless. She reassured him it was fine, but then suddenly, she was begging him to stay.
Oh no.
Oh God! He went back to his place and messaged me how bad he feels and didn't stay, but they haven't spoken since. She wants to hook up again, but she knows she's catching feels. Fuck me, this is a lot, girl. There's a lot to unpack.
I mean, he might be confused as to why he was getting anxious and leaving, because maybe he was actually enjoying the more like romantic-y, compassionate moments of the cuddling and stuff like that, and he's like not ready for that yet.
Yeah, I'm glad he at least like communicated. He could have just been like, bye, fuck you, but he was like, I'm sorry, like he reassured you, and he was just obviously feeling uncomfortable and anxious. Not your fault. Obviously, it's not nice for any girl to like feel like that, but it seems like he's dealing with shit.
I just worry if you're to see him again, you're gonna hook up, and then he's gonna leave you feeling like this again, which is not a nice feeling.
No, and I think the third time, I always say 3 times, and then it gets a bit serious. I do think, because the first time it's like, oh, first time. Second time it's like, oh, we like that, let's do it again. Third time it's like, what are we doing here? Are we just fucking? Or
we need to establish that.
Yeah, because it's like, what we're not. It's a bit serious.
Yeah.
The thing that worries me is, you know, you're the first girl he's hooked up with. He got out of a 5-year relationship. It's giving, avoidant attachment style. Like he can't deal with
commitment.
Yeah, commitment, the emotions. It seems maybe he's not over his ex. Like, he might like you, but he might not be able to like give you what you need. And I think for you obviously really like him. So I think.
And the more you see him, the more you're gonna like him.
Yeah. So I think sometimes it's better to stop it before it gets worse, even if you really want it. Like when someone shows you who they are, sometimes you have to
just take that, accept that.
Yeah, and not be like, oh, like I can help him, I can change him, I can
romanticize.
Work through these issues. Like you shouldn't be having to deal with that early on. So I would just like put the ball in his court. Do not message him. Do not message him.
No.
To be fair, he did say he doesn't want anything serious.
Yeah.
So if you starting to want something serious, it's actually fucking self-abuse if you keep seeing this guy.
Because you know what the result
Yeah, it's just gonna hurt you. Like
you
had a nice time. It's gonna be hard to get over it. It is. There's a lot of guys in the world. You don't need to be dealing with someone who's obviously got issues.
That is just not ready. My boyfriend's older brother, 44 years old, is
44. Sorry.
My boyfriend's older brother, 44 years old, is very creepy to me. I've told him, don't touch my hair, don't call me sexy, don't ask about my sex life. And
ew!
Yeah, so she's told him
No,
one of
this
these
is giving
things.
predator. This is disgusting.
And he responds to my request with, but I want to. I want to snap at him because it's coming up to 2 years since his creepy behaviour started. Do I finally lash out? So I don't know what your boyfriend's part in this, but if he doesn't know already, he needs to know. Because your boyfriend should be stepping up and saying, nah mate, this
everyone
is
should be
unacceptable
involved. The
behaviour.
boyfriend, the rest of the family. Like, this is disgusting. You shouldn't be left to your own devices to have to like defend yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it shouldn't just be up to you. If you've already told this person multiple times,
stop.
No, stop. It's not funny. I'm not interested. I don't enjoy this kind of conversation or line of questioning. He should have respected that by now. And the fact that he's not is scary.
Yeah, and I think the boyfriend should be doing more to make you feel safe. Like, it's his family at the end of the day. Like, also, like, how often are you seeing this guy? Like, do we have to be seeing the brother a lot? Why are we seeing this 44-year-old man like regularly? Like, I need more info because
maybe he's messaging her.
I think it's gonna have to get to the point where like
other people need to be more involved.
If he doesn't stop and the boyfriend's not helping, like, you need to say, I don't want to see your brother. I don't want to be around him. He makes you feel uncomfortable. This is inappropriate.
I would lash out personally myself. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but I know I would get to a point where I'm like, you're not respecting me. You're not listening to what I'm saying. And
also, if the boyfriend wasn't helping, I would really question my relationship with the boyfriend
100%.
too. Because I'd be like, this is so horrible and inappropriate. Like, he's a 44-year-old man.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh my god, I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. I don't know what I'd do. I think that the boyfriend needs to be involved a lot.
100%.
Like, I think that's even more concerning for me.
He should be protecting you from this.
Talk to your boyfriend, talk to his family, and then eventually either lash out or just say, I don't want to be around him anymore.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to lash out because he seems like quite a dodgy character.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth it. I think just be like, I don't want to see him.
Yeah, 100%.
If he lives with your boyfriend, let your boyfriend come to yours or something. Like, I just don't think you should be around.
Yeah, you need to set some kind of ground rules.
Ew.
Ooh.
My boyfriend and I have an amazing relationship 80% of the time, but his drinking lets him down. He lets me walk home alone so he can stay out, and he has regularly not come home at all until the next morning without letting me know where he is, or even just a text to say he's staying out. We own a house.
I already hate this.
I know. This then drips into my time with him as he suffers with terrible hangovers and is then ill and asleep all of the next day, even weekdays. Apart from this, we have an amazing relationship, and it's just the drinking that ruins it for me, or more his actions when drinking. He doesn't see the problem. It's really concerning, and do you know what? It's really sad that alcohol changes people so much, because like, it's sad that you have such a good relationship, but there's like a third person in your relationship now, like the alcohol that's changing him into a different person. The walking home alone is very concerning.
Yeah, that was the thing that threw me right at the start. How is he respecting you? Like, how is he showing respect and care for you? Because if he's letting you walk home alone and choosing to continue drinking,
really bad. That's really, really bad.
If he wants to continue drinking every now and then, put you in a taxi.
Pay for your taxi.
Pay for your taxi. But
or like, can he not get, if it's walkable, this home,
he can walk you home and come back.
Like, he's a grown man. He should be looking after you. And like, coming home until the morning, like, it just seems like you're on different like maturity levels, like different things you want out of life.
Relationships are about compromise as well. Like, you know, sometimes you might have like, okay, we want to do a couple crazy nights this month or this week or whatever, but also you could be like, can we go for a couple tonight and then like, come home together? I'd like to spend the evening with you. And he should be able to say
every weekend, like, he's ruining everything. Like,
it just shows that his priorities are very different to yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's really concerning. I was in a relationship with someone that had a problem with alcohol, and they were like honestly getting home at 6 a.m. I had work at 7, and I was like making sure he wasn't choking on his own sick before work. And eventually I had to just ask myself, like, I don't want this lifestyle, and I actually deserve better than this. But I do think it's worth having a serious conversation with him. I know he said he doesn't think it's a problem, but it's like he's not understanding the severity. Like, be like, this is not
the impact on her and the impact on him as well.
Yeah, and be like, this. It's very hard though when people have problems this way, because he probably, you know, like, he's drinking every weekend. It's like everyone does that, so he doesn't think it's a problem.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can normalise drinking because it's such a thing.
Everyone does
in British
it.
Culture.
But it's like how he's acting when he's drunk is the problem.
This is the thing, he's probably got some kind of dependence on alcohol.
Yeah,
I'm not saying alcoholic, but dependence.
It does
at the very
seem
least.
a little bit dodgy, like, I don't know.
And the fact that he doesn't seem to just be able to have a couple, and he always has to drink to excess, and it affects like work life and things like that
not
as well.
knowing where he is.
Yeah.
Because also that's scary too, because like, what is he actually doing? Like, I'm not saying he's cheating on you, but like, he fucking could be. Like, where are you? Like, that is so disrespectful. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't let that slide.
I had an ex that would get so drunk that he wouldn't remember the night a lot of the time, and it just got to the point where I was like, I can't trust you. Like, I don't.
No, like, what? How can you? But then the thing is, when they're actively like, they're acting this way when they're drunk, and they're like, oh, I was drunk. Like, you can blame it on being drunk, but you chose to get that drunk.
Yeah.
And that's something I had to wrap my head around, especially when I would get blackout drunk and not realise what I've done or said. It's like, okay, but I was drunk, and I just expect, I was like, oh, but I'm drunk, like, I'm sorry I was drunk, I didn't realise. It's like, okay, but you let yourself. And that's what I really had to understand. I was like, oh my god, yeah.
You're still
like,
making conscious choices up
I
to a
am
certain
letting,
point.
yeah, myself get this bad.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm a dickhead when I'm that drunk. And yeah, I think if I can just talk to him.
Don't ever have sex even once a month because of my boyfriend's anxiety. Love him, but it's killing me. On top of that, I just don't feel hot or sexy, and I judge myself because of it. Unfortunately, I think the two are probably linked. Like, when you start having less sex, as a woman anyway, I think a lot of the time you start to make assumptions about that, and you think, is that because of me? And then you start to kind of devalue yourself and your self-worth. Yeah, because feeling sexy is a massive thing, and sex is a huge part of a relationship.
Yeah, and I think it's what girls, obviously, we do use sex as like a form of validation. And I did read that recently. If you have an anxious attachment style, you put a lot on sex because it's what makes you feel close to your partner and makes you think, okay, this means we're good, is because we're having sex. And also it makes you feel desirable. Like, everyone wants to feel wanted by their partner. And what happens when you don't have sex for a while? This literally happened to me, this exact situation. You don't have sex for a while, so then there's a lot more pressure on it, meaning that his anxiety is only heightened. And I did really feel, because it wasn't his fault, but it felt like he wasn't attracted to me, but he did just like, I don't think we realise how many guys actually have this problem, where they do have, when they're going through mental health struggles, it does come out in their sex life, and like, it leaves them very stressed, not wanting sex, having low libido, but then it's very hard to have a normal, healthy relationship because you just fucking feel like shit.
I think communication is key, and also like, you can find other ways to be close to each other.
I literally was going to say that.
Whether it's like spending quality time together, having like fun days out, like kind of refine like the romance in the relationship rather than like
and even
focusing
like,
on the sexual kind of side of it.
Even the physical side of
come.
it can be different, because I think with my ex, I used to like, obviously I love kissing, cuddling, anything, but he stopped wanting to do that because he would think, oh my god, she's gonna want sex, and like I'm like, he had too much anxiety to like want to have sex with me.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of explain, like, just because we kiss for a few hours, or like maybe you give each other massages, or you just cuddle for ages, and say, don't let him know, like, I'm not going to pressure you into sex.
It kind of sets
but
some boundaries.
I still want like that physical touch. I still need to know you want me.
Yeah.
And when that pressure's off, it might actually then lead to sex.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, I'm not going to lie, there's only so many months you can go without it, to the point where you think maybe we're just not compatible. This is why I'm too savage for these. But I'm not going to lie, like, it was a big factor of why I broke up with my ex.
I mean, do you know what? I think a lot of men assume that men have higher sex drives than women, but a lot of the case women have higher sex drives.
It's literally the women. I did a poll.
And a lot of the time in relationships, what often happens is the sex drives are aligned at the start, but then the guy actually wants it less in the relationship as it goes on, and the girl wants it more. And then the girl doesn't know what to do and feels, oh, I don't feel sexy, I don't feel loved. He like gets more comfortable and is more like loves you in a different way. It's not that like passionate whatever, whereas the girl, as she gets more comfortable, like she wants sex all the time. Yeah.
It is shit. Like, honestly, it's actually hell. Like, having two different sex drives is hell. But like, once a month, like, you actually might as well not be in a relationship then. Like, I don't know, that's what happened to me. Like, it literally got 2 months, And I said, I can't fucking do this. Like, I deserve to have good sex. Like,
Yeah,
in my life. Like,
that's a
I
big
love
part
you,
of a
but
relationship.
she was like, I couldn't do it.
I don't know if I'd be able to do it first in a relationship.
No, I couldn't do it. There's only so many months, like, not in a horrible way, but he maybe should be working more harder to get over it, in the sense, like, you've got to be sympathetic, but maybe he should get therapy, maybe he should be doing more. Otherwise, like, what, you just two bros sat on the sofa watching TV, like, fuck off. Like, just fuck me. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually pisses. No, seriously, I'm very passionate about this. It really pissed me off. I really hope it never happens to me again. It's awful. You just feel so ugly. You're not. You're sexy. You just can't handle it.
You're a beautiful girl. It's a problem that he's got himself, and it's not with you, and you need to know that.
Okay, last dilemma, and it's a juicy one. My ex, first and only love. That's quite dramatic.
Wow.
My only love ever. Okay. Who lives at the other side of England, wants to get back together after a very long time apart. Okay, love of your life, great. He now has 4 kids to 3 different mums.
Your first and only love, he's had many loves.
He's had many loves, baby mamas, kids. He's lived in multiple lives.
Is he Nick Cannon?
I was gonna say it. 2 of which has to have supervised visits. Because his ex said he was a manipulator, but he denies it. Well, of course he's gonna fucking deny it. But to have supervised visits, I mean, that's really serious. Like, a lot of people think that it's like
An
very
easy
easy.
thing to put
It's
in
not.
place, it's not.
It's not. That's really fucking serious. I know deep down it can't work, but feelings. No, I'm just gonna say no. Like, I'm sorry, no.
Do you want to be baby mama number 4?
Do
And
you
then
want to deal
find
with
out
this
as a baby
person,
number
like,
5?
If 2 women are saying, you know, this guy's a manipulator, he needs supervised
That
visits,
literally means he can't be around his children without someone else present.
that's really fucking serious. And like, this doesn't just happen. Like, he's gonna obviously play the victim card. This is why he's coming back to you. I'm sorry, he's obviously got to a point where he's like, shit, I've got 4 kids, 3 different baby mums, who can I like sliver back to?
He knows he's got history
welcome
with you.
me with open arms.
It's a red flag when he's not been able to keep multiple relationships but has got all of them pregnant. And now you've got like social services involved.
This is a lot of baggage. Like, I get people have baggage, but this is a lot. Like, this is...
It's one thing if you'd seen him before and then he's got into a serious relationship, they've had children and it's not worked out and it's
still
amiable.
healthy, happy communication between them, and like, fair enough. But this is really worrying me. And I get you have feelings, but you've literally got like testimonies from 2 other women who are like, this guy is not a good guy.
You've got to put yourself first.
And like, not only now would you be getting back with him, you've now got 4 kids, 3 baby mums to deal with. It's not on an even playing field. And I just think, like you said, you know it, and I think the feelings you have is like wishing what it could have been. Like, I think we all have that one person that we're like, the one person that got away, this big love, and we romanticize it. Like, does it
look
mean...
at it with like rose-tinted glasses?
Yeah, does it mean you're meant to fucking be with them?
Yeah.
Like, God, oh my God, I'm sorry. Too much history, too much baggage. He lives on the other side of England. Like, what is the actual point? Like, stop trying to like struggle for no reason. Like,
Also,
life doesn't need to be this hard. Like,
yeah. And your first love you're always going to have attachment to, but you've got to remember how younger you were probably then compared to now. You've grown so much as a person.
And
you wouldn't
fucking
actually
like,
want the same things that you wanted then.
the universe obviously removed him from your life for a reason, because look at this. Oh, absolutely not, girly. Absolutely not.
No,
But
no.
thank you guys for sending in your dilemmas and trusting us. We enjoy helping you. Hopefully some of it was helpful and not just garbage. It's usually what comes out my mouth, honestly. So we are not actually therapists, and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And like, seriously, like,
So take everything we say with a large pinch of salt.
a very big pinch of salt and tequila, because seriously, like,
Oh yeah, tequila.
I wouldn't actually follow my advice. Look at my life. Like, but love you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.